millions of American families were receiving those extended child tax credit monthly payments. They were worth up to $300 per child. Well, those payments expired in December. And guess what happened the very next month? According to a Columbia University study, 3.7 million more children were living in poverty the very next month after those payments expired.
Ohio Congresswoman Shontel Brown sees that tax credit as just one way to help families struggling with rising costs of everything from gas to groceries. And you can see her right here in studio. What a welcome surprise. We didn't think we were going to have a Ohio Congresswoman who you'd think would be either in D.C. or Ohio here in New York with us. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. The pleasure is absolutely mine.
Well, we appreciate you making that wrong turn on the way to Ohio, ended up in New York. No, we love it. But let's talk about the child tax credit. That's an amazing statistic that almost 4 million more children end up in poverty as soon as it ends the month after. What can be done? What is the effort? What are the chances of getting that extended credit back?
Well, thank you for the question. The child tax credit was originally a part of the Build Back Better package, which we passed out of the House and has been stalled in the Senate. So as we await the Senate to give us an amendment or present their changes, we continue to fight to perhaps maybe have that become a part of its own package. The child tax credit in Ohio, 120,000 families were eligible. 70,000 took advantage of it in the 11th Congressional District, and on average they received $453. That's money to take care of rent, money to take care of utilities, to put food on the table. So it is critically important that we make sure that we get that child tax credit extended so that we can help families, especially as they're dealing with the pain of inflation.
There is so much going on in D.C. right now. All eyes, of course, on the confirmation hearings of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I want to get your thoughts on how you think it's going so far and what it means to you to witness this.
It is amazing. It is fantastic. It is history in the making, and to be able to be a witness to this historic nomination and to be a member of the House of Congress while it's happening is incredible. As a Black woman, just to be able to cash in what has felt like a long overdue down payment, to see the scales of justice and the highest court in the land have a woman on the bench that actually looks like me is going to change the dynamic and the chemistry of our opportunities for justice. So I couldn't be more excited for her. She was confirmed with bipartisan support 3 times already. So if there is anyone who is more deserving of an expeditious confirmation, it is none other than Judge Ketanji Brown, she's a Brown, Jackson. Okay?
All right, man. Well, I hope they are watching GMA3 today in the Senate confirmation hearings. This is not my norm to have a guest on the show and to comment on her hair, but I see that crown on your head.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
And you have talked about this, and we're talking about the Crown Act that has been passed, and it stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. And this is essentially supposed to stop or make illegal discrimination based on hairstyles.
Yes.
First of all, does this go beyond symbolism and really have some meat here and can make a difference in this country?
100%. The Crown Act, as a woman who sits before you with braids, who took my oath with braids, very proud to be able to do that and represent for our culture. It is critically important that we put something in place so that hair discrimination could no longer exist. We've seen cases here on your show where there were students that had to cut their locks or couldn't participate in sports because of their natural hair. And so we should be embracing our natural beauty, our crowns, so to speak. And so I could not have been more pleased, proud, and privileged to have gotten that legislation passed. And let me say this, I was also equally excited that there were 2 members of our Ohio delegation on the other side of the aisle that supported this, most notably Mike Carey and Anthony Gonzalez. And so to have folks that understand the struggle is real, and that to make sure that we are honoring our natural beauty and our natural locks and our natural texture is a proud moment for me.
And you're getting things done in warp speed because you've only been in Congress for 5 months. And I love what you said. This is the quote from you. Election Tuesday, flew out Wednesday, sworn in on Thursday, and on Friday, second day in Washington, we passed the bipartisan infrastructure law. Pretty remarkable. But you say that there have been some surprising elements of being a member of Congress, not maybe what you expected.
Oh my goodness, so no 2 days are the same, and it has been a whirlwind. I would equate it to like drinking water from a fire hose. It has been a lot to learn and a lot to absorb in a very short amount of time. But to that point, the infrastructure law, the bipartisan infrastructure law has been something many administrations have talked about. How long have we been hearing about bipartisan infrastructure week? Many administrations. I'm proud to say I was a part of the Biden-Harris administration that was able to make historic quick investments into making sure that our roads, our railways, our bridges, our airports, our waterways are getting the long overdue investments to make sure that we're dealing with decades of disparities and disinvestment. And so I like to say people have talked about it for decades, but I was able to get it done on my second day.
Amazing.
Congrats. It's really good to have you here in studio. Glad you were able to make the detour, and we certainly hope to see you down the road. We'll see if that twinkle is still in your eye after a year or so.
I don't think anyone's taking that away.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much, Congresswoman.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.